0, 1. Let's get started.
Bye, crypto bro.
What's going on, crypto fam? It's that guy again, Ball Deep Crypto, coming at you with another video here. Gonna be talking about RWA, tokenization of assets, the future. Let's get into it now. Let's start with our man, Larry Fink, BlackRock.
Bonds and stocks. As a huge believer of crypto and blockchain and tokenization, I want the SEC to rapidly approve the tokenization of bonds and stocks. There you go,
heard it from himself. He's a huge believer in crypto and tokenization. He wants the SEC to tokenize every asset in the world. Stocks. Massive. We're going to go into a little point here from Marco talking about the DTCC. What this is basically going over what they are. You know, the DTC is just hit a massive milestone, over 100 trillion assets under custody. This is global financial and infrastructure. The growth is massive. It's 37% from 2020. Equities up 74, make up 74 trillion. ETFs doubled to 11 trillion, and money markets hit 4.1 trillion. DTC isn't just holding assets, they're preparing to tokenize them. Just like Larry Fink just said, they want to tokenize every single asset in the world. This is money beyond money. In March of 2025, the DTCC filed the U.S. patent 2025/0078162A1, systems for managing digital liquidity tokens and a distributed ledger, the DLT. They want to put everything on the distributed ledger. We've got inside the patent, it's got token creation, fungible and non-fungible representations, wallet integration, and liquidity mechanics. As he says, here's the kicker. The patent explicitly refers to integrating assets like XRP and XLM, Ripple and Stellar. Here we go. Let that sink in, he says. 2 ISO 222 native, enterprise-ready, scalable networks mentioned in a DTCC patent on digital liquidity. Are you bullish? Not financial advice again. Your guy's just a broke nobody who yaps. Can't even edit videos, so he does it straight shot. But, it's right there in front of your face. You can eat, or you can choose to leave it on the plate. It's up to you. It's your money. You're an adult. Do what you want to do. I'm just here to give you the information. Do your own research, of course. Now, it says here, that's not speculation. That's groundwork. He's correct, 100%. Not only that, you're talking about XDC, which we'll get into also here. Big part of this, the R3 Corda, which is the Ion, Project Ion, which it runs on. So the DTCC is in with a couple of big players, and again, not financial advice, but XDC is currently 10 cents. It was like 7 cents. It's gone up, but still very juicy, very juicy. For $1,000, you can get 10,000 of them still. We're talking. Do what you want to do. Okay. Basically, let's talk about here. Conclusion: 100 trillion in assets and is going digital. Woo! I love to hear that. I love the sound of that. The DTCC is leading the way. XRP and XLM are part of the rails. And here we go. Got a couple pictures and the news briefing where he's talking about it. As you can see here. Boom. Right there in the paperwork. He's got it right there highlighted. There's a U.S. patent for it. And then there's also on their webpage for DTCC digital assets, you can use Stellar as one of them right there. That's a provider. DTCC is going to run through Wisdom Tree on the Stellar rails. Stellar. Beautiful. Love it. You know that already. XDC. As I said here, just waiting to blow. I can never color well, but I could always crack off to connect the dots. talking about SBI banking in Japan, XDC, SBI R3. R3 is also with XDC. Project Iron, just talked about it. You know what I mean? Here's just give you a little overview who the DTCC is, in case you didn't know the kind of money. Once they tokenize everything, like he says, they want to tokenize everything in the world. It will happen eventually. It's just going to take a little bit of time. But for now, this is a little bit of what it's going to look like when it is tokenized. The daily volume, according to recent data, the DTCC handles about 7 trillion in daily volume. The annual transaction volume is, in 2023, it's a little more updated, was, I think it's like even 3.83 quadrillion now, but in here, even 2.97 quad trillion. Sorry, it's late here, yawning. That's just absurd. Absurd money. All right, let's hear what the DTCC has to say about it here. This guy's got to say.
Pieces of art. Blockchain actually offers something that's radically different. It allows us to run all forms of value on the same rails. And for example, I can run cash and commodities, debt and equity instruments, public and private, individual pieces of art or other ownership stake titles to property, all on the same financial rails, and engage in financial transactions that are able to clear and settle in minutes, if not seconds.
Basically what he's saying is that's their vision of it, which is the vision of the future, whether it be money, whether it be assets, whether it be stocks, whether it be commodities, whether it be anything. It all runs on the same rails and it acts the same. So, you know, like these rails, they don't just handle money, XRP, XLM. They can also move commodities. They can move assets, all as money. And yeah, it's just that's the future of it right here. The DTCC, Clearstream, and Everclear, brought back my old days when I used to go drinking that jungle juice. Developed framework to advance adoption of digital assets. As you can see here, this is a little bit outdated, but you know, in this vision, they're talking about unveiling a blueprint for establishing an industry-wide digital asset ecosystem to drive acceptance of tokenized assets. By 2030, the tokenization of global liquid assets is projected to be 16 trillion business opportunity. Yeesh! And like I said, that's just the beginning of it, people. You know, basically what this, the 6 principles of what this is trying to lay out is legal clarity, regulatory compliance, resilience and security, safeguarding customer assets, connectivity and interoperability, and operational scalability. Now, this is the paper here. As you can see, it's 48 pages long. It's on the DTCC talking about it. If you want to read it, you're bored on the toilet, I don't know what you do with your free time, do it. I just wanted to kind of show you a little bit of the contributing partners, which we're going to go into a little bit here. Just kind of give it nothing crazy, but just a little bit of an overview of who they are. You know, you got Barclays, BNY, Chainlink, Digital Assets, Fireblocks, Finality, which we're going to talk about. You've got R3 Corda, which you've already talked about. Then you've got State Street, which is a bank, and then you've got Swift. But down here, you've also got Wisdom Tree. See that? Wisdom Tree. Wisdom Tree. Wisdom Tree is XLM, one of my favorites. You know that already. But a little bit of what a Finality is, I wanted to go into that a little bit here too, because what Finality is, it's basically, it creates a blockchain-based payment systems for real-time 24/7 settlement of digital cash backed by central banks. I know, bad word to all of you. But basically, it's like a central clearing, central place that they all get together, enabling secure, efficient cross-border transactions and tokenized asset settlement. So they can all kind of use the same centralized system to run their money through. Annual transaction volume is potentially trillions of dollars, depending on you know, bank and market adoption. You know, Finality, and it says here there explores integration of its cutting-edge payment rail with DTC Digital Launchpad. They, you know, some of the banks that they're with are Bank of England, Lloyd's, Santander, UBS, and potentially the U.S. Federal Reserve also is pending for it. So you're talking about a transaction volume of 100 million euro now, potentially trillions with broader adoption. So this is also something that on the cusp looks like it's going to happen. They've announced a collaboration with the DTCC, the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. So here you have it. Very exciting things, very exciting times. So kind of just give you an idea about it. It shows right here the benefits, everything else. If you want to read that, that's the finality report. Now, also, another one that we looked at that was on that list was a contributing partner is Wisdom Tree. How Wisdom Tree makes tokenized assets mainstream via Stellar. They do run on Sorbonne, which we talked about the Project 23, upgrading it to 5,000 TPS per second, which is faster than Ethereum or on the same level. And also, I don't believe Solana's volume, plus they seem to go down every now and then. I believe that Stellar is a more secure asset, but, to each your own, do what you want to do with your money. Again, I like Stellar. That's what I mess with. I'm going to talk about what I rock with. So we're going to talk about Wisdom Tree. It's a global financial innovator offering a well-diverse suite of exchange-traded products with other financial services with over $100 billion in assets under management. So they've already got $100 billion. This is real life. This is happening now. So Wisdom Tree is already functional, working, running on the Stellar rails. I love Stellar. Beautiful thing about Stellar, anything that runs on the Stellar rails charges a native Stellar fee. So XLM, get it. Wisdom Tree is launching a new platform leveraging blockchain-enabled technology to create products that provide enhanced access, transparency, and digital-first experience. By integrating digital assets, including cryptocurrency and tokenization of RWAs, Wisdom Tree is setting a new standard for investment opportunities and operational efficiency. The market opportunity for reward assets, as we just talked about, is grow. Potential 5 to 10% of the global, which is 145 trillion, will be digitized by 2030. I mean, there it is. Got it on your phone. Seamless app right there. Kind of control it all in one. So gold tokens available. Boom. Everybody likes gold, right? I'm a silver person myself, but I do like some gold. Euroclear was also part of that with Clearstream, with the DTCC. I kind of want to see what the heck they were, who they were working with. Sorry, yawning. It's terrible. But if we get down here at the bottom, as you can see, a name that's, Finality, obviously, the DTCC, which you know about, Citibank, TD Securities, everybody's Citi, World Bank. But down here, Paxos. Also, I'm going to say it again. They seem to be everywhere. Stellar, XLM. That's it. That's the chosen one, in my opinion. So here we get to talk about the Quiet Revolution. This is an article on Medium. Talking about DTCC, XRP, and XLM in the financial systems. He says most people don't realize it yet, but Wall Street's most powerful clearinghouse is preparing to overhaul how money moves quietly. Yep, they're going to digitize it, and the two familiar crypto names are at the center of it, XRP and XLM. For years, they lived in the shadow of Scam and Ethereum. While the crypto spotlight chases volatility and meme-driven hypes, something deeper was brewing, something institutional. There we go. The DTC handles over 2 quadrillion annually, and that number seems to differ in every article. Either way, we're talking about stupid volumes of money. Even with XTC involved and everything else, I mean, there's enough meat on that bone to go around. The patent that changed everything is developing a digital liquidity token system that tokenizes cash and securities across multiple platforms using blockchain technology. This is happening. Secrecy became the DTC's digital asset form, and they were run on Project R3. It's happening, Whether it's now, 5-10 years, doesn't matter. I'd rather be in now, but, do what you want to do. I'm just giving you an idea of what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. Things like this take process. You're overhauling a system. But at the end of the day, I think it could be faster. I think it's going to, once it hits and FOMO comes in, I think everybody's going to get in as fast as they can. I think it's just going to become something that's going to be adopted very quickly. They still got things to set up and everything else, but they have been laying the groundwork since 2023, even earlier, just setting this up. So I think they're ready to go, and I think that most institutions are set up and ready for this. So you look at XRP and XLM, sub-second transaction speed, near zero fees, energy efficient consensus models, pre-mined, not energy draining. You know, a short history of utility. You know, let's see. RippleNet expanded into over 50 countries, and Stellar partnered with the Ukraine government to explore a central bank currency, CBDC. They've already done it. They've got a compliant track record. These are boots on the ground. You know, in 2025, Ripple announced a 1.25 billion accusation of prime brokerage firm Hidden Road. You know, Hidden Road too. Also, by the way, moves a lot of like commodities like silver, I believe. Yeah, it's a quiet giant membership in the DTC's fixed income clearinghouse, a division responsible for setting 11 trillion in U.S. Treasury transactions each day. Woo! Woo! Ripple, which of course runs on XRP. You know, you talk about that. That is, good Lord. You know, Ripple controls Hidden Road, an FICC member. XRP and XLM provide the rails. DTCC envisions tokenized liquidity. There it is, folks. Medium broke it all down for you. The chosen ones, XRP, created by David Schwartz, Jed McCaleb, Arthur Brito. Then Jed leaves and goes and opens XLM, and XLM can do everything, if not, in my opinion, better than XRP. But he created both pretty much, I think. You know, I mean, I saw an email yesterday that Joel Katz or David Schwartz had sent out saying that Jed McCaleb was the one who hired him. So, you know, a lot of reports are that Jed McCaleb was the person who was the main person on both of those building of the XRP token and obviously XLM. Tammy Camp was also involved in that. SHX, love them. And we're going to, you know, go here and talk about XDC, just a part of how it's part of the DTC and the R3 Corda with the Project Ion. Project Ion was the backbone, you know, it was the, with Project Ion, the DTC has embraced blockchain to modernize security settlements, running parallel to traditional systems. Project Ion processes over 100,000 equity transactions daily on a DLT. So that's the platform they ran it on. I think it got even up as high as to 160,000 per day of transactions. So we're talking a time tested, a true, this is who they're going to be running it on. And an XDC is right in there with R3, with the DTCC, even though they're talking about XRP and XLM. You know, they're in with SBI Japan, just like Ripple is. You're talking XDC, 10 cents. Again, do your own research. Currently, it's a player. You know, R3 validates blockchain's real world application in a $1 trillion industry like trade finance. You know what I mean? Collaboration between XDC and R3 also involves SBI R3 Japan, SBI XDC Network, APAC. I mean, hello. SBI is the largest bank in Japan. It's big money here, you know. So this is just a quick little overview of what it is. I talked about it in my XDC already, you know what I mean? It talks about conclusion, the XDC-driven future. The world is moving towards a blockchain-powered financial system, and XDC is leading the way. Its partnerships with R3 Corda, support from SBI Holdings, and alignment with the DTCC's goals show that XDC isn't just another coin, it's a cornerstone of the financial revolution. From Gen X app, integrating XDC isn't just about staying relevant, it's about leading the charge. Together, XDC and Gen X app have the potential to transform how payments and financial transactions are done, empowering users while embracing a future where blockchain is king. And that's what we all think, right? That's why we're here. We think that it's going to be blockchain. So, you know, I appreciate the time. I appreciate you listening. Sorry if I was trying to rush through it. My videos seem to go long as hell. I don't know. I got about 15 people following me, so shout out to you guys. Anybody from my work, appreciate you. Don't share this with nobody else. I'm going to give it to a select few. If they find me, they find me. You know, I'm not on here for the followers. I'm on here just to spread the knowledge, spread the love. Hopefully you get something from it. Hopefully you see something that maybe resonates with you. If it doesn't, fine. If it's just rehash garbage that you've heard elsewhere, cool. I get it, you know. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to help you change potentially your life with this opportunity. Again, it's a guess. It's a I don't know. I'm not a rich person. Can't break down the technical charts and everything else. I can just see what I see and deliver it to you in a message that hopefully resonates. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, fine. I still want you to be well. I want us all to make money. I don't make any money off this. I don't make any money off telling somebody else what to do. If they make a ton of money, I try to talk everybody about it, and if people want to hear it, listen, they don't know about it, that's really what I'm trying to do. But anywho, let's go out with this absolute banger, like I put here, XRP. I think it's one we can all just enjoy. And per usual, chase a check, never chase a bit.
Bye, Crypto Bro.